Magtheridon is back here, okay? And this guy is one of the hardest bosses in all of Burning Crusade. At the time he's released.
Illidan is an arrogant fool. I will crush him and reclaim Outland as mine.
Oh, frick. He thinks he can take on Illidan. That's how powerful this guy is. We're fighting him post-nerf. Stop touching me! Frick! Let's go kill this boss. Yo, what's up, guys? We have done some Burning Crusade testing. I've been doing a lot of arenas, a lot of PvP, but also the raid testing. I've been saying this for a while now. I think going with post-nerf raids is something that is generally really bad for the game. And I think it's not casual friendly because a lot of times what happens is it's not really gonna make a difference for the sweaty players, the hardcore players. I mean, they're gonna rip through everything anyway. But like, you need something, right? You need a sense of accomplishment. You don't want to feel like your time is wasted. And we've done a Gruul's, we've done a Karazhan, we've seen how unbelievably easy it is after it's been nerfed. So next, we're finally gonna do a Magtheridon. Magtheridon pre-nerf is insane, very difficult, right? But very, very fun. I don't even remember running Magtheridon after it got nerfed. Cannot remember running it. So we're gonna send it. I'm just gonna invite some people. We're gonna go send it and see what happens. I'm a board protection paladin. I have no experience, but I am competent, okay? No experience, but I am competent. Let's go, we'll go ahead and invite him. Okay, LFM Magtheridon, need one more lock and off tank, 3 DPS, all pre-raid gear.
Vermin, leeches, take my blood and choke on it.
Dude, I love Magtheridon's voice. When you watch old football footage, you see how bad. Wait, what the guys? Hello. Okay. Speaking of bad. They don't nerf the trash, guys. Destro pulled an alt F forward. And, oh, Warlock ready to help. Nice, thank you. Remember when that paladin joined the raid, he said, I'm inexperienced but competent. All right, gentlemen, listen up. Back in the armory, okay? You see these beautiful weapons? They mean nothing. They mean nothing. Imagine a world where all the loot, every boss kill, everything that you could ever possibly attain in PvE in World of Warcraft, you just snap your fingers and it was handed to you. Imagine once you have that loot, you don't even really get to use it because the bosses die before they do any of their mechanics. That is what we face. Also, these are useless because Burning Crusade is coming out and these are all gonna be obsolete. But today, we're gonna be doing Magtheridon, one of the hardest single fights in Burning Crusade. But what are we doing? We're doing it post-nerf with pre-raid gear. We're taking the goalposts and we're moving them away in both directions. We are gonna prove how easy and how trivial this becomes and how boring it's gonna be if Blizzard disrespects us with post-nerfed raids. We're looking for the game. We want the real game. That's what you want. That's what you want in Burning Crusade. You wanna play the game. Do you want to play the game, or do you want to sit in Discord, talk about how much gear you have? Do you want to talk about WoW, or do you want to go play WoW? Well, actually, don't answer that. Yeah, don't answer that, because, well, let's just go do the raid. Okay, so we have gathered here today, toppest of notches players, except for that one guy that pulled. We wiped on the trash pull while it was AFK, and then alt F forward. There's a rule for this, and I mentioned this earlier. Everybody should be using pre-raid gear. Guys, we're gonna save Burning Crusade, okay? People say they want post-nerf raids. You know what we say? You think you do. It all comes full circle. There are more than 2 people working on Burning Crusade, okay? It's at least 3. There are at least as many people working on Classic as there are buttons in my rotation, okay? All right, guys, listen up. Here he is, Magtheridon. Magtheridon is back here, okay? And this guy is one of the hardest bosses in all of Burning Crusade. At the time he's released.
Illidan is an arrogant fool. him and reclaim Outland as mine.
Oh, frick. He thinks he can take on Illidan. That's how powerful this guy is. Illidan isn't even in the game yet. He thinks he can take him on. And he's locked away. He's chained up. But here's what we got to do to beat him, okay? We're fighting him post-nerf, okay? We're getting the easy mode. We're getting the LFR Magtheridon. So how this is going to work is we need to go out there, and this is a 3-phase fight. And I'm going to tell you everything that I remember off the cuff. It starts out with all these different warlock channelers. As you can see, these guys they got them locked up, they got them locked down. But what we got to do is we got to go out there and we're going to kill all these guys, okay? We're going to one by one kill these guys. These guys are stunnable, stun lock them, rogues, kidney shot, whatever, do your thing. We're going to have our tanks pull them. We can probably honestly have guys tanking 2 at a time. I think it's going to be an absolute joke. Once phase 1 is over, we're not going to pop our cooldowns or anything on phase 1. Actually, you know what? We can pop like our own personal cooldowns. Don't heroism. We're going to go into phase 2. Then Magtheridon is here. Okay, Magtheridon, okay, now you got to fight him. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our Feral Druid, Face Man, is going to tank him, and he's going to take him, and you see where he's standing right there? We're going to flip him around 180, and he's going to have him face the opposite direction. He's going to tank him there. But also, there's these cubes. The cubes are the big problem with this fight for a lot of people. There's 5 cubes that are going to be placed out there on the edges, okay? There's 5 cubes placed on the edge, and what we need to do is we need to have 5 guys, we're calling them the clickers, okay? And the clickers gotta go, and they're gonna DPS and they're gonna heal next to the cube. And whenever Magtheridon casts Blast Wave, he starts, oh, I'm a-charging up my Blast Wave, and he does it for like frickin' 5-6 seconds. It takes forever. You need to click that cube and you channel on the cube. Whenever all 5 people have then clicked the cubes, it breaks his cast and he takes a ton more damage. We're gonna mash heroism, big dam, just send it on him. That's the game plan. We're gonna send the big damage there, and then there's a phase 3, but I cannot remember what happens. I think the phase 3, like the sky starts falling, like Chicken Little, and you just need to avoid the sky falling damage, okay? Stop touching me! Frick! Let's go kill this boss. So pre-nerf, everybody can only click. You need to rotate groups of clickers, but I'm pretty sure that you don't rotate. After the nerf, they get rid of the debuff, which is like huge. Yeah, that's one of the key differences in the Magtheridon fight is pre-nerf, there's a debuff and you can't have the same group click it. So it takes more of a team effort and you have to rotate people in for like group 2 clickers, group 3 clickers. You basically, usually you don't get to the 3rd string clickers. Now we just need 5. Oh, apparently, okay, so it's still there, but 30 seconds. Yeah, so you really only need 1 clicker. Okay, when you click, do not move. That's key. When you click, do not move, because you get that 30-second debuff. It's a 3-minute debuff originally, and then they change it to 30 seconds, and then it's you don't need that many people. Carrying clickers is the true challenge, true. Well, no, the clickers carry the, oh my gosh, the clickers won. I'm gonna start here at X, Wumbo Chicken, you are 1, right here. Okay, I'm gonna treat this like a clock. So Wumbo Chicken, you are the 7 o'clock kicker. Snake Sniper, you're gonna be the 10 o'clock, our hunter. Zyano, you're gonna be the 2 o'clock kicker. Crankator, you're gonna be our 4 o'clock kicker. And then our 6 o'clock kicker. Okay, Hollow Purple, you're gonna be the 6 o'clock. Yeah, so don't click until he starts casting Blast Nova. When you see him do it, yeah, he'll do popcorn and stuff. The popcorn is the phase 3 though, I thought, maybe. Like this is the most scuffed raid lead you'll ever have. Like I only remember half the mechanics and I don't even remember what they are. Yeah, Warlocks, make sure to banish their demons. Open the tables. Will we one-shot Magtheridon? Yes or no? The tables are open for 2 minutes on Twitch. Do you mind the very well geared? No, we're not very well geared. Everybody's wearing well, actually, here's the thing. Pre-raid gear in Burning Crusade is really good. Okay, well, people are kicking. Okay. And no, people are kicking. We're gonna do it my way, not the cleave. Clearly, we can't do the cleave. I don't ever remember doing it that way, where we put all 5 of them together, yeah. So I was wrong about the stun. I just misremembered because I tried stunning and it was immune. So wrong about that. What I want is I want the tanks. The tanks need to tank. We go in a big circle and we kill them all, right? But the tanks are tanking the other guys separate and then you just go kick them. Okay, pulling. Yeah, misdirect pull. Okay, cool. Okay, you can start damage. Nice kick. Nice kick. Good job. Okay. So these guys also do get stronger each time somebody dies. I just saw them get bigger and I remember that. Infernals are out. Can we get a Warlock Banish? Get on Moon. Get on Moon. There's a heal that just went out. Stick to your guys. Mag is up. Squares. Okay. Okay, so give it a little bit of time for threat. Get your judgments up, Paladins. Okay, get in position to be ready to click whenever he does his Blast Nova. So get ready. He's gonna start doing a Blast Nova, I think after this. I don't even know what it's called, Blast Nova. Okay, is he starting? Okay, starting it. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 clickers, 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 clickers. Somebody went early. Okay. I wasn't getting a channel, same as Drain Soul. Is that a UI bug? No, just click it and don't move. Yeah, just click it and don't move. Raid leaders never take the blame, gaslight them. Guys, listen, I cannot stress this enough. What does it take for you guys to listen to what I have to say? It's insane. W gaslight. I specifically mentioned it was a cast and then a channel. No, I'm gonna take the blame for that because I don't think I made that clear. Clicking is hard with all the osteoporosis in the raid. Okay, we're not, okay, come on. I understand Classic WoW is a boomer game, but come on now. Can we just get our youngest players to click? Okay. No, that was my fault. That was my fault. You click as soon as you see him cast? No. You click because he does the cast and then you click whenever he starts doing the channel. So it's he casts a spell that leads to a channel. All right, buff up, we're gonna do again. If you randomly get a group of people together who have not researched the boss, some of the people in this raid have never done Magtheridon at all. We have one person who doesn't even have a mouse and they are playing with a laptop. And they're literally just in the raid because they were like, hey, I'll just come hang out. And I was like, okay. You have some really good players in here and you have some people that are like, they against all odds are logged in. You know what I mean? This is exactly like what you see in like a totally random kind of pug. I think under those circumstances, I think it should be incredibly difficult to be able to pug. We're not even like talking back and forth in comms. There's so much scuff to this. You know what I mean? So you want TBC to be unpuggable? I want TBC, yeah, honestly, I think you should be able to pug, but under the current circumstances, no, that is not good for the game. If everybody can just like willy-nilly clear it, you're gonna get so bored out of your mind. This is my problem with a lot of these people that you're talking to about this kind of stuff. They respond with like an illogical argument, or they change what you're saying and they say it back to you, and it's like, hold on, nobody ever said that. This is like, now nothing is ever gonna be as hard as it was, but I'm telling you, compare this to even Burning Crusade Classic launch, this is gonna be a joke. Okay, wait, don't damage right away, just wait. Let them get their threat. Okay, remember, not on the initial cast, but on the channel. Okay, get in position. Okay, do it on the channel. Okay, cast Heroism. Yeah, big damn. Okay, perfect. So just rinse and repeat at this point. Okay, get ready for the Blast Nova right here. Nice. Okay, it's rinse and repeat. Casters, make sure you're managing your mana. Okay. Chaining major mana potions and dark runes. Nice. Okay, here comes the Blast Nova. Okay, now we're going into phase 3. The sky is falling. There will be a lot more raid damage. Someone needs to get the south one because I'm dead. Okay, hopefully. Oh yeah, everybody should pop a Hellstone now. Oh yeah, I forgot everybody's supposed to Hellstone out of that. That's funny. Okay. Oh, our tank is dead. Oh no, the tank died. Come on, boys. No, the tank died. Tank is dead. We had it. We had it. Can we pull this off? Do we have a... Dude, can Tyler... No. We had it. We had it. Damn, we had it. I mean, dude, honestly, dude, here comes the pain. There's a chance, right? More dots, more dots, more dots, more dots. All the rest of shamans are just freaking hanging out, dude. What are you guys doing? Dude, get those flame shocks out. Dude, honestly, you wanna know what's the funniest part about that boss attempt, by the way? Not the funniest part, but something kind of funny about, I forgot that he's the demon, so I exorcism. Here comes the pain. All right. Let's say we had one more DPS doing 500k damage. It's kind of upsetting you guys are actually getting this close to killing him with the gear you have, and it was only the second attempt. We would have killed him if we had 25 people on the second attempt. Like, we were like figuring out the fight, like, because we have a bunch of people who've never even done this. Good? Okay, now we can push it, and he's gonna do the big stun. That's right. Okay, get that health stone ready. Heroism, big hero. Can we get a hero? Oh, okay, we're gonna go. My bad, my bad. For some reason, I didn't see the animation. Nice, easy. Easy, 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 easy. Look at that. Glaive of the Pit, Pit Lord's Satchel, Magtheridon's Head, Soul Eater's Hand Wraps, Chest Guard of the Fallen Hero. Oh, why not, you know? Chest Guard of the Fallen Defender, Magtheridon's Head, Glaive of the Pit. Any Pit Lords? All right, there it is. So there it is. There it is. Magtheridon. This is supposed to be the hardest boss in this phase. And we just got a group together. Okay, we got a group, we got a pug raid together. We got everybody in pre-raid gear. Okay, we got everybody in pre-raid gear. It took us, what, was that attempt 3? Pre-raid gear, bunch of people that did not know what they're doing. Okay, there's multiple people in here that don't even have enchants. Look, Holy Paladin Healer with like blues, Hammer of the Penitent. He's got Priest Helmet on, right? I'm playing on my Steam Deck. Okay, dude. Some guy's freaking VPNing in through a toaster from the future, okay, or from the past, all right? It's just crazy stuff. But this is what I'm saying. We have a bunch of people. Some of them are very good players. Some of them know what they're doing. Some of them have no idea what they're doing. Some of them just made a level 70 on the PTR, don't even play the class. Okay, don't even play the class. But I said we need a warlock and they just made a warlock. Some of them wearing PvP gear, all kinds of different types of players in this raid. And you can tell by the amount of damage people did, there's obviously a very wide range of skill levels. Like our lowest damage did 100k damage. Our top damage did 595k. Still better than the average Grayson raider. While that may be true, this is very much like a standard issue type of pug. In fact, I would say it might even be less than, because we're not communicating back and forth with a raid leader in a Discord call, okay? Like, I'm talking, they can hear me. But like, we don't have like a normal call. We don't have people who, the only gear check I did was for them to have bad gear, you know? If you can do the raids this easy and just random gear, then what is the point of getting all the gear in the first place? I'm not saying it should be impossible, but I'm saying if I spend the time to raid and to play this character, get him to level 70 and do the content, once I get that gear, I want to continue to do the content with that gear. I don't want to skip mechanics. I don't want everything to be a pushover and everything be so easy to where I feel like I'm wasting my time even doing the raids. Because at that point, it's just not fun. That is what kills guilds. Whenever you have people in your guild that start thinking, I have all the gear, I'm not having fun in the raids, why am I still running this thing? And then my guild slowly falls apart because I start losing individuals because they get bored. And hopefully they keep playing because they like the people in the raid. You need more than that. That alone isn't going to keep people. And that's what I'm worried about. For me personally, as a streamer and the type of streamer that I am, I will always love Classic WoW, and I just want Classic WoW to be the best that it can be. But the reality of it is, as a streamer, it's the exact opposite of what a lot of people who are trying to discredit an opinion simply because it's a streamer. They don't back up what they're saying with logic. They don't have reasons behind it that just make up a fact. For me, I'm a variety streamer. It's better for me to be post-nerf. I come in, I do the content. I love to PvP. I PvP a bunch. I played through all of Burning Crusade and Vanilla like I was planning on. Hopefully, if PvP is alive, that's the thing that keeps me in the game is PvP, right? I want to keep doing arenas in Burning Crusade, but it's not about me. If I only cared about what's best for me, I would want post-nerf raids, and I would just hug the raids, do a stream content thing. I'd make fun of people in the raid for being bad and do all that stuff. But no, I care about the health of the game, and I care about the community, and I know that if you set the raid up properly and if you put the content out in a way that should be done, if you give the community Burning Crusade, not freaking LFR Crusade, then it's better than giving them something that is just seemingly so vapid and it just gone like that. People won't have any investment. People won't want to play. The concern is that guilds are gonna fall apart. I don't think it's gonna work. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we did all the content of phase 1 of Karazhan through pugs in a couple of days on the PTR with pre-raid gear. I mean, this could have been 1 4-hour raid night. And then this is what you're doing for the next 8 weeks. Who knows? I don't know the timing, right? But for the rest of phase 1, this is all your raid content. Now, if that happens, and by the way, that will happen, and this is not something that I'm talking about for the top echelon of players. I'm talking about the casual players, the average player, the guys in the middle of the pack. Because it's almost like what's being addressed or how this is being addressed, it's like a reverse bell curve where you have a bunch of people like, let's make it casual friendly, but it's actually not. And you're trying to make everybody be able to complete the content. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna inevitably get bored, and then your guild and your raid falls into this mentality of we have to parse, we have to do something to keep it interesting. So now it's taking these players that say they're casual and it's trying to turn them into the hardest of core players who are always pushing, parsing this. And that's honestly, that's fine, but you should let people do that naturally, not have this problem that's going to develop within guilds, that you have this dichotomy and this split that occurs of half the raid wants to keep going and hey, let's get 100 parses. And then the other half that's like, hey, I'm just knocking back a brew with the boys. So like, you need to decide what your guild is and address it that way. And there's 2 parts to this. One is like, okay, is that not the guild's fault? Is that not on the guild? Maybe it is on the guild and how it's designed, or how the guild wants to run, and on the leadership. Build a raid, build a guild to be the type of guild that you want it to be. However, I think from a design standpoint, I think that Blizzard, if they design the game in a certain way that they want it to be casual friendly, they're actually not doing that. And they're doing the opposite, and they're setting the game up to be Sweat Lord, Parse Monkey simulator of super easy content. So take super easy content and just make everybody want to parse super hard. And now you're eliminating the casuals, and the entry point to the game is actually much higher because of this whole mentality of everybody knows everything, everything is so easy. So then you have to start playing WoW. If you've never talked to somebody who's playing WoW for the first time ever, they get really stressed out by the fact that they start wanting to do raids and stuff, and then they don't know anything, and then they feel like super inadequate because of this whole parse monkey mentality. It's really not good. And this has actually been a problem that has kind of resonated throughout the entirety of Classic WoW since the launch in 2019. I'm just gonna be frank, gonna be candid. It's the same reason why so much of the community, just one of many, so much of the Classic WoW community, like the original Classic WoW community, liked Nostalrius, Elysium, Light's Hope, that sort of like generation of that rendition of Classic WoW so much more. It was one of the big parts because they accounted for the times. They made the raids a little bit harder. You know, they increased armor values because they're like, man, warriors do a lot of damage. Let's increase the armor values a little bit. That's what the bottom line. Everybody wants to point at something else, point at world buffs, point at this, point at that. All those things existed. All those things that people want to claim existed on private servers. But there's no progressive itemization. Everybody is super strong. The content is super easy. I mean, the no progressive itemization is a massive problem in vanilla, but we're talking about Burning Crusade right now. All the information is out there. And everything, all the tools, all the information, all the data, everything is out there to make the best version of a Classic WoW experience that you can. And I'm not even talking about a Classic Plus. But the problem is, Blizzard, you have to give the Classic team the keys. Please give the Classic team the keys. Because I know these guys care. I know these guys play the game. A lot of these guys are like OG Classic people, right? These aren't like, you know, These people are, they're among us, okay? They're there. They're in the crowd. They're in your pugs, okay? They're in your discords. These people play the game. Give them the keys. I keep saying that. If you support the classic, like if you give them more support, give them tools for Classic Plus and stuff, right? All that. But also like just, if you added progressive itemization, which isn't that much of a problem in Burning Crusade, but like if you do these little things that everything is out there for, I'm telling you, it's gonna be incredible. Now, something else. This will never happen. But another reason why people really like private servers too, I'm just gonna mention, having a global server, there is nothing like the amount of fun that we had playing with everybody in the world. Playing classic WoW with everybody in the world was one of the best experiences I ever had. I made friends in Germany. I made friends in Sweden. You know, I made friends all over the place. That'll never happen. I get that. But man, waking up in the middle of the night, having like having the people running the freaking Devil Sword Mafia, having people running the honor brackets, just all these little things that were happening. It made the world so alive when you could log on at any time of day, night, morning, evening, it doesn't matter. And just Ironforge is littered, Stormwind is littered, Ogremore littered with people. It is so sick. And what's funny is we're kind of feeling that on Burning Crusade. On the PTR, you're seeing people from all over, we're playing the PTR, and it reminded me of this. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. YouTube, Instagram, Discord, Reddit, Twitch, Twitter, everything is EsfandTV. Follow my Kick, follow my TikTok, all that stuff. Come be a part of the Discord. Leave a comment, let me know what you think.